Unconventional.
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 Unconventional podcast where we talk about how classroom learnings translate into real-world success right here at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. Today we are especially excited to welcome Julia Corso. She's the person who brought the rapper Fivio Foreign to campus. She has her own brand called Dripeight, and she went to the Forbes 30 under 30 summit. Am I correct?
No, you're so right.
Perfect.
No,
Hi, Julia.
Hi.
Thank you for coming very last minute.
Can I just be so honest right now?
Absolutely.
I am so thoroughly impressed with the production, and you guys can't see what's going on right now, but there's probably like 5 people behind this camera right now. Nick asked me to do this podcast a few days ago, and there's a whole team, a whole production, there's mics, and I'm just so impressed. Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate that. Thank you for coming last minute. I texted Julia at like 11 p.m. like, hey, you have a cool story. I really want you to tell your story on the podcast. And she was like, let's do it.
Yeah,
and here we are. We do have a whole production. We have a whole team.
I can't believe this. This is so professional.
We're here for you.
Thank you for having me.
And this brand, Dripeight.
Yeah, no, I
Dripeight,
can't wait to tell you about it.
Julia, you met Randy very briefly about 2 weeks ago when we finished
Hey, Randy.
our commercial for Whip It.
With it.
So we did a little infomercial for a class, and that's how Randy and Julia met. I already know Julia. You're one of my favorite people.
You're one of my favorite people as well.
I'm so happy that you got to pull up.
No, yeah, and Julia, like, I don't know you personally, but, you know, give us a little introduction about yourself. You know, who is Julia? What does your brand do? I know I've heard a lot of things about you, especially how you brought Fivio Foreign to school. I was like, no way, that's her who did that.
You guys flatter me so much.
No, for real.
Tell us the classics.
The
Your
classics,
major,
the
what's your
major.
plan?
All right, we'll start.
After graduating.
All right, I'm a junior here at the Fashion Institute of Technology. I'm majoring in advertising, marketing, communications. I'm a double minor in art history and econ. Let's see. I have worked with some of the most predominant stylists in the industry. I started my own company at 16.
16,
At
wow.
16. Let's see, what else is there to me? I'm in the boxing club.
Over the summer, Julia texted me maybe every week at the most random times, hey, when's the boxing club starting? And we didn't have an answer until like the week of class.
Right.
And she was the first to RSVP, the first to show up. She's there
yeah.
every single session. I love that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
So going back to you as an individual, New York City
individual.
is known as this extreme hustle culture. Everybody's
Absolutely.
running to do something. Students and FIT differs not at all. So most students have jobs, hobbies, different sources of income. They're doing stuff all over. How do you find balance between coming to class and having your own personal life, whether that's social or business-wise?
Absolutely. This is something I have struggled with since I've been 16, and something I think I just found a rhythm for this year, or this summer, I should say. Even today was like a really busy day at class. I met with Madison earlier to talk about some prima donna discussions, which we can touch on later, hopefully in another episode. You can have her on. She's behind the camera right now. Hi, Madison.
One day, you guys will meet Madison.
One day.
One day soon.
And then big presentation for my class, social obligations, have to get my nails done. Even today, honestly, just making an hour by hour schedule of the things you need to accomplish, the things that you need to do is really critical in success.
So time blocking. I hear it a lot. You can always have a calendar. You can always have events, but you have to time block. If you're so busy every single hour, you have to find what works for you, because what works for Randy doesn't work for me. What works for you is not going to work for me unless I try it.
But tell us though, you know, how does one get so organized?
I wouldn't even consider myself that organized of a person, but I am extremely type A. I do have to time block every day. I am obsessed with my Google Calendar. I spend an allotted amount of time responding to people, because I'm sure when you guys understand, when you're doing a lot of projects, you're contacting a lot of people. I pull out my laptop and I just respond to everyone, respond to emails, a lot of time for contacting people, a lot of time for reading, a lot of time for meditation. I think incorporating wellness into my daily routine has significantly impacted my capabilities in studying and business and just like longevity in what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is a long way to say she found a recipe and she is killing it. So the thing that really put you on my radar
Tell
was
me.
Fivio Foreign.
Did you know about me before Fivio
I
Foreign?
think I've probably followed her on Instagram, but I didn't know, like, oh, wow, she is smart.
Wow.
So last year, you collaborated with the PR team.
This is true.
Behind the Grammy-nominated rapper Fivio
This is
Foreign.
very true.
You brought him to campus and it was part of your FIT mass communication class, which
It was.
blows my mind because that is clearly how classroom learnings directly translates into your learnings. The whole reason we're doing this podcast. So can you tell us how exactly that happened?
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to have the professor of Judith Gaffney. She is really amazing. She's been so pivotal in so many ways to my time here at FIT. And she reached out and was like, do you want to help in this I don't even know what the
This project?
project for Fivio Foreign.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Fivio Foreign, yes.
Fivio
Did you know
Foreign.
about him before this
Fivio Foreign.
project?
I did know of him with his collaborations with Kanye.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Favorite song? Favorite Fivio Foreign
Everyone's
song?
nodding my
Do you
head.
have a favorite song?
I actually do.
Before you say that,
I
if you guys
actually
don't know, Fivio Foreign has worked with Drake's on the song Demons,
Yeah.
Kanye West and Alicia Keys on the song City of Gods, and a lot of Pop Smoke songs. You might not know the name, but if you hear a song, I guarantee you're gonna know the beat, you're gonna know the lyrics. So do you have a favorite song?
It was
If not-
it was the one that came out after City of Gods.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like, we always have like a new New York anthem every like
Oh, yeah.
the Frank Sinatra
The Frank
one,
Sinatra
and
then it was the
Jay-Z
New York.
one,
Oh, yeah, the Jay-Z one
the
too.
little Taylor Swift one, and then
I'm so glad you mentioned her.
Fivio Foreign.
So glad you mentioned her.
City
Yeah,
of Gods.
Fivio Foreign, City
See,
of
that's a
Gods.
really cool thing. You got to
Yeah.
do that because of class.
Because of class.
So take us through the initial stages. I know she reached out to you, but like, what was your initial response?
My initial response was absolutely, of course, let's get all hands on deck. So we immediately hopped on a Zoom with the team. They basically did not have like a set idea of what they were going to do for PR in regards to this album for FIT or his appearance. So I pitched some ideas. They ate them up and was like, all right, let's make it happen. So immediately he was coming in like a week or so. Every day we had to do something in like preparation for this. We needed a backdrop, we needed merch, there's a lot of things that go into
I can imagine, absolutely.
a
Yeah,
PR
this is a huge
appearance.
rapper, yeah.
Yeah, for FIT. So we immediately hopped on all that, coordinated with the PR team, and it all came together.
In 2 weeks.
Wow.
Like literally a week.
In the week?
Wow.
Literally a
To have that quick of a turnaround,
Yeah.
that is phenomenal. Like, I'm so happy.
So that
you
goes
did
to
that.
show that when FIT students want to get something done, they get something done.
Yeah.
Driven. We are so driven.
We are so savvy, resourceful, unconventional,
Unconventional,
unconventional.
Unconventional. I love that you said that. But working closely with a Grammy-nominated artist and their PR team, people don't know this, but AMC stands for Advertising, Marketing, Communications.
This is true.
But it's also publicity. It's also public relations.
Right.
All
So,
of
what unique challenges did you experience? Because I know a week is so short, but outside of timing,
so many.
really.
I experienced so many. Actually, how I met, previously mentioned Madison, how I met her boyfriend was I needed something. I needed a customized piece of FIT merch for him the next day. I don't know how to sew. I cannot embroider. I don't know how to do any
We
of
are
that.
marketing students.
We are marketing students. I see him down the street and I'm like, I follow him on Instagram. I know he can embroider. I literally yelled at him across the street, Andrew. I was like, Andrew. Summoned over. I did not know who he was, really. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, can you do this for me? And he was like, yeah. And he stayed up all night.
Wow.
This goes to show you FIT. He stayed up all night. I didn't know him. He just did it. And it came out amazing.
He has some of the coolest projects
some of the
I
coolest
ever see. I
projects.
love seeing like his items
Yeah.
on Instagram. I
No,
love that.
absolutely. Some of the coolest projects. And he did that for me for Fivio Foreign.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
what was the exact piece of clothing?
The exact piece of clothing, it was, I think he did it on a vintage piece because that's what he does. But different conversation. And it was FIT, and then it literally had his name on it as well.
Fivio Foreign?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was really cool. And he made that overnight, embroidered, top quality, literally within 24 hours.
I heard there was also a red carpet. Is that true?
There was a red carpet.
What was that welcome like?
I literally went to Student Life and I begged them for a backdrop. I was like, please, 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 please. And they were like, okay, because you asked so nicely. And then I own a red carpet for situations like this.
Just like in your dorm at home, you know what? I need the red carpet today. Let's
No.
bring it to campus. Let's hop in the shuttle and bring it to
No, I like had my mom bring it from my house.
Oh, what?
Yes. I had my mom bring in a red.
So the next podcast when Madison finally comes on,
Yeah.
we're gonna have her walk on a red carpet.
The red carpet.
Yeah, I will bring in my red carpet. I will bring in my red.
I love that. That's such a
really
cool
cool.
story to tell.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then you're also a stylist.
So you work with Brianna on Delore. You know, you've done stuff for Julia Fox. You've done stuff for Adam Sandler. You know, how was that like? How was interning with her like?
That is such a great question. Working with Brianna was so amazing and pivotal in how I view fashion. I didn't work with Adam Sandler, unfortunately, but Julia was in Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
Brianna worked with Julia Fox on Uncut Gems.
Yes.
And Adam Sandler was in Uncut
Yes.
Gems. Yeah.
Brianna and Julia are lifelong friends, and she's a godly stylist. And I had the honor of learning from her. The things I've learned and the things I've seen, the outfits I've seen created are truly one of a kind.
So do you plan to continue styling in the future as a career or like as a side hobby?
Definitely always as a side hobby, not as a main focus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I'd
for
be
fun, a side income.
a side income freelance, if you will, but I think my heart is in business. My heart's in marketing.
Oh,
Was that intimidating working with somebody on such a high caliber who works at some of the top industry models?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You learn you're like, wow, I didn't know this happened behind the scenes.
Yes. Yes,
Interesting.
absolutely. There's so many things that you don't, like even coming here today, there's so many things that you don't see behind the scenes that goes
Yeah.
into a production. So
Do you think this impacted your networking capabilities and also your networking circle?
always, I still talk to when Julia was doing when Julia was walking for Louis de Javier in New York Fashion Week, I met one of his stylists and we still are friends today. And I'm actually visiting her in Milan.
Wow.
So yeah, networking, it's just always make the most of a situation, possibility mindset.
Absolutely. Business cards, there's no business cards.
When Nick and I met,
I'm glad you're going to bring this
Nick
up.
and I met because I had a digital business card and he was like, I also have a digital business card.
Oh wow,
And
look
I
at
pulled up my
that.
phone and I was just like, scan this, boom, Instagram, LinkedIn, everything,
then-
email, phone number.
But I have this card that I could tap.
Yes, I remember.
Oh
that.
shit, the time card.
The
That's so
time
cool.
She's like, hey, give me your phone, boom.
Boom.
And we were both like, you're my people.
Yeah.
You're my people.
Because we're creative, we're like,
creative.
clearly have stuff going on that we want to showcase.
Absolutely.
I love that. Talking about being creative, Dripeight.
Dripeight.
Oh.
Dripeight.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Nice skirt. I also have this hoodie on, Dripeight. Julia gave to me. I love it. So conceived in NYC.
Hell yeah.
Tell me why you chose that exact slogan. What market did you see that?
I was 16.
You were 16.
I was 16 when I developed this. I
The
am
brand or the slogan?
both.
Wow.
I was
okay.
both.
Mhm.
I am a native New Yorker. So are you?
Where are you
Yeah.
from? Where are you from?
I'm from Pelham.
Oh, from Harlem.
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Pelham. I'm
Oh,
from
Pelham,
I'm
Pelham.
from Pelham.
Okay, gotcha,
I'm
gotcha.
From Pelham.
I'm from Midtown. Are you from here?
And I'm from Brooklyn, yeah.
Oh my God.
My dad
Oh, okay.
Wait, that's right.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but tell us more about your brand.
My
So
brand,
what
okay.
exactly?
So-
So NYC just
Conceived in
rolls
NYC.
off the tongue.
Mhm.
How did that come to your mind? Because honestly,
You guys are making me
2016,
blush right now.
2016, ChatGPT was not out. So this is actually
This is from the brain
Julia's
bank.
brain working.
This is
So
from
tell
the
us
brain
about
bank.
that.
So basically, I have concluded at the age of 16 that all the greatest things are made in New York City.
100%.
If you make it here,
If you make it here and you make it anywhere. I was thinking of the slogan, or not the slogan, just the print made in China. And
Okay.
kind of like how annoying that is sometimes to see made in China. And then I was thinking of the phrase made in New York. And I was like, that's just not as snazzy.
Yeah,
and then
right.
I was thinking, I kind of like the feel of it being a little risque. So I was like, make, what's another word for make? Conceive. And I was like, conceived in New York. And I was like, that's not right. Conceived in NYC
Yeah.
is what I landed on. Because all of the greatest things, ideas, are made in New York.
And people.
And people.
people too,
And people.
yeah.
No, obviously it goes back to the biological concept, conceived. And like I was conceived in NYC. Were you guys conceived in NYC?
Always, for sure.
And but you know, SoCal's, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of other great things were conceived in NYC. So it kind of plays off the risque. Like, let's conceive in NYC. Like, yeah, let's conceive in NYC. But yeah, let's also make ideas. Let's make it happen.
100%.
Let's make the seed, the idea in New York City.
I love that. That's such a good story to go from made in China to get inspiration, but from something that you dislike. And then to be like, you know what, let me change that fully to something I actually like. So I love that. So we talk about Dripeight so much, me and you. I
Yeah,
love
me
hearing like,
too.
these ideas you have. I love that this hoodie, it's so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
What is your goal with Dripeight? 3 years from now, where do you see yourself with this brand? Where do you want to be? That's a better question.
Where do I want to
3 years
be?
from now?
Where do I want to be? I want Dripeight to be a hub for. So where I want to take Dripeight in the future is I want to be able to collaborate with other creatives who maybe don't have like the business knowledge or the PR knowledge or even like the reach. So I want to do Dripeight X this small designer, Dripeight X this, where I work with the designer or I work with the small brand and I create kind of like almost like a marketplace
Yeah.
for all different types of creatives and really utilize the platform to help support young entrepreneurs, because the creative industry with fast fashion and like the oversaturation of places like Zara and I unfortunately do sometimes consume Zara, but like I really want to bring like I really want to empower young designers that I think are cool and really bring it to an e-commerce platform that's accessible and maybe make the prices better and get them in touch with some of my manufacturers and bring I'm actually, we've talked about this, but I also really want to incorporate like Miles.
Oh my
Miles.
Yes.
Miles and what he does, which is basically like virtual
Virtual clothing.
Okay.
The step
clothing.
into the metaverse,
The
Web3.
stepping into the metaverse where you can shop online. It'll be there, and then you put in your measurements. It'll be made one of one, and have that to you.
That is personal.
So
Customized and
I have been
everything.
working with Miles on that.
Because that's future-proofing an
Yeah.
entire
Future-proofing.
brand.
Hell
'Cause this
yeah.
brand is more than just clothing. You want to make this hub.
I wanna
you want to
make it a hub.
showcase all this
Absolutely.
creatives. I love that so much.
That's a
I'm also working on a
crazy
side
startup
cosmetics
idea.
project, but that's a separate thing.
That's another
That's
episode.
a
too.
that's another episode. That's
I do have a question, and
Tell me.
I thought about this because even myself, I get anxiety for this. So you have an LLC for your brand, right?
I have a trademark and I have
a trademark.
I have a trademark and I have a partnership. There's no need yet for me to have an LLC because there's not much for me to be liable for in terms of clothing. If I had, once I expand to cosmetics, I think an LLC would be a good idea. But yes, I have a partnership and I have a trademark.
So how do you go about getting a trademark? I know people hear this and like, whoa, that
Right.
sounds like I
Yeah.
need lawyers. That I'm getting anxious just talking about it. So is that process long? Is that process hard?
I'm gonna be so honest, yes.
Okay.
I am lucky enough and I'm fortunate enough to have a father as a lawyer. He guided me through the process. He didn't do it for me. I did have to reach another lawyer.
Yeah.
It is expensive. It is not an easy process. And it is something that you would need guidance for. And I'm lucky enough that I come from a family of entrepreneurs that could guide me through that process.
I love that. I love that support system you have.
It is that support system.
Around you.
Yeah, like my mom, she's a big entrepreneur. We can talk about her another time.
We'll have her on next
We'll have her on
One
next
day,
time.
yeah, for sure.
So, but a trademark is daunting. It is scary. You just need to invest in it. You need to invest in yourself. That's the one thing you need to invest in is protecting your intellectual property.
Absolutely. It's a lot we talk about in marketing classes. So what I kind of said in the beginning in your little introduction, you were invited to collaborate with Forbes 8, which
Yes.
for the Forbes 30 Under 30 Summit in 2019. For those of you who don't
Yes.
know, Forbes 8 is a streaming platform launched by
Yes.
Forbes, designed as a video-on-demand network specifically for entrepreneurship.
You did your research.
Of course I did my
You did your
I
research.
told you, I was on your LinkedIn all night trying to get good talking points just for this. So tell me, what was the whole experience
Oh my
like?
God, I'm so
Forbes is a
flattered.
Forbes is like up there, yeah.
Forbes is up there. I'm shocked that you did your research like that in depth. Yes, this is really true. I was supposed to take my SAT. I was supposed to take my
Okay.
SAT one day. This is pre-pandemic. I decided to not go to my SAT and to go into the city to this Forbes event. They were launching Forbes 8. I saw it on some PR like thing, and I was like, I need to go. My mom came with me. I went in my Dripeight. I don't know what I was on at 16, but once they launched the streaming platform, all the presenters finished talking. It was held at the Forbes building on Fifth Ave. I, for some reason, I don't know what possessed me to walk straight up to the to literally the main people at Forbes who were launching this at their literal headquarters on Fifth Ave. 16-year-old me in front of a bunch of suits. And I was like, hey, I have a company. I'm an entrepreneur.
Here's my digital business card.
Here's my digital business card. Please listen to me. And they looked at me all in shock. And I see my mom standing in the corner. And I'm just like, I don't know what I was doing. And they loved me. And they were like, do you know the future for Gen Z entrepreneurs? This is great. You're passionate.
Yeah.
And then one of them pulled me aside, who's actually still my mentor to this day. His name's Marcus. Marcus was like, do you want to come to Detroit to the 30 Under 30 Summit? We want you to create a piece for Forbes 8. And I said, absolutely. Day and night from that day on, I was designing, and I'm not a designer, I'm not a graphic designer. I was designing, thinking, putting together ideas for this Forbes piece. And eventually I sent them all to him. And we picked one of them, and that was it. And then I flew to Detroit, and I went to the Forbes 30 Under 30 Summit, and I saw this booth, the Forbes 8 booth, and my merch and Dripeight was like everywhere, decked out in the booth.
Wow.
It sold out that day.
Do you have pictures?
I do have pictures.
We're going to throw pictures up there.
Definitely, we're going to put it up right now.
It was amazing. And within that summit, I got... there's Kevin Durant with it. I'll send you a picture of Kevin Durant with it.
I remember that. I saw that.
There's a picture of Kevin Durant with it. I got to talk to Quavo. I got to listen to some of the best speakers on fashion business at that time, and really just relish in that moment. I was there for a week. And Ray J. Ray J loved it. I remember Ray J even offered me a collaboration with Raycon.
Wow.
Raycon.
The headphones that are...
He didn't even launch Raycon at that time.
Wow.
And I think I have his number in regards to that. I met literally everyone at Forbes. It was
wow. I mean, when
crazy.
Forbes called, you don't say...
Forbes calls you answer.
You don't say, I'm 16, I have to go to middle school.
No,
I say, no, I'm coming.
I had to call my principal. I was like, I'm not coming to And she's like, okay.
She's like, why? Forbes?
Forbes, done. Yeah.
But that's what I love so much. It's like in this day and age, you have to, have, I guess, the balls.
Yeah.
Or just have that courage to really go up to anyone and pitch your idea.
Yeah.
You know, what you did, 99% of people will never do. That's what makes you 1% right there. Straight up.
And it's not a guarantee that if you pitch something to somebody on the street, they're going to say yes. They might be like, hell no.
Do you know how much rejection I've experienced in my life?
Oh, for sure.
Rejection on like a big scale and a small scale. You just have to go through that. That's the process of adapting and learning. You just keep trying. If you get rejected once, you're like, you know what, I'm done. Honestly, it's not for you.
That's where it stops.
What's that therapy? Exposure therapy.
Yeah.
I'm such a believer.
Somebody in the deep end and see what they do.
You either sink or you swim.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's it.
And right now, clearly, we're swimming.
Yeah,
We're swimming. I'm treading.
I love it.
I'm treading.
Give me your initial taste test of liquid.
Oh, that's right. We should do
Rest
this.
in peach. This is I just have water today.
Rest in
this
peach.
is rest in peach.
Hydration. Provided
Julia,
by Liquid Death.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Dripeight.
Cheers to Dripeight.
So Dripeight.
To young entrepreneurs, to people trying,
For sure.
to
100%.
exposure therapy.
Yes. We're gonna close it. Randy's famous line.
Oh yeah, so outfit check. So what are you guys wearing? Got us to the outfit, thrifted, whatever the case is. Let's hear it.
Yeah,
So
right
Julia,
now?
start off.
Right now.
Okay, my boots are Steve Madden. My skirt is Dripeight.
Give a little spin one more
Yeah.
time. One more time.
Spin one
Look
more
at that.
time.
There you go.
Conceited
Right there.
NYC.
Season NIC. This is from a craft store from like a million years ago. I really truly don't know where my black tank top's from, but this I thrifted, and this was a gift from my mom. Yeah.
Before I go, this semester has blown up when like the first day I kicked off classes this semester, we had a fit check. It was my first ever fit check. There is influencers all over campus this semester, and my first ever fit check was with Julia. I think I had like some shirt on, some nice shoes, my go-to necklace.
That's true, we did.
So right now I'm wearing this Dripeight hoodie from the one and only Julia Corso. I would definitely recommend checking some out. These are from Zara. We just talked about Zara. I still love them. Jordans, of course, and I have a little necklace. You can't see it under the mic. From Italy, my go-to place, and that's really it.
Dope stuff.
Dope stuff.
Me, on the other hand, I have a Dripeight hat. You can wear it, but Dripeight hat, check it out. Jacket, I actually don't know where this is from.
Little puffer.
Yeah, little puffer, calm little puffer. I have just a regular white shirt from Comme des Garçons. Pants, I think they're Gap. Surprisingly enough, they're Gap.
Gap has good pants.
Very comfortable, 100% comfortable. And just some regular Air Forces, had to step out today.
Calm fit.
Very calm fit today.
I love it. Honestly, I love you guys, but nothing matches this. Nothing matches this. In description, Instagram, check us out at Podcast Unconventional and Julia Corso. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Julia.
I hope
so
we
much
do
for
another
having
episode.
me. Thank you.
I am taking this from you though.
Take it. You can take it.
I'm taking the hat too. I'm sorry, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Catch
you.
soon. Adios.
Peace out, guys.
How do you think that?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You always have like 14 different issues.
They're not edited. Those are actual raindrops.
Wow. Nice.
How was it?
Hey.
You okay?
Good stuff. Yo, imagine it wasn't recording.